Hello TNI viewers. Today in our midst we have Karur MP Jothimani, who has joined us in the middle of a campaign trail for DMK alliance candidates in Virayamali. Hello ma'am. You've been campaigning for the Congress and DMK alliance candidate in various constituencies for the past week. How do you see the winning prospects for the DMK alliance?
See, even before the election, I have travelled widely in my parliamentary constituency. It comes under 4 different districts. So after I got elected, I have travelled 6,000 villages. I just finished my tour 2 days even after election announced. I sense the wave even before the election starts. Last 4 months I keep saying with people and friends that it looks like a wave. There is a clear anti-incumbency in the field. Now DMK allying with BJP, it's my view, it's a double anti-incumbency.
Okay.
We will sweep this election.
Okay. In the 2019 Lok Sabha election, the DMK sweep the election by winning all these seats, almost majority of the seats excepting for the Pondicherry. At that time, many people attributed the victory to the anti-BJP wave. This time in this election, it's between Edappadi Palaniswamy and MK Stalin. Do you think such a similar chances are there for a similar wave to happen?
I see the wave in both elections, but parliamentary election, in my view, one is anti-incumbency against Mr. Modi. Second is people desperately wanted to vote for Rahul Gandhi. Even after the election, we went to Thanksgiving tour. People said we voted for Rahul, you people didn't make him a PM. So that is also there. Even this election, I feel there is a clear anti-incumbency. I said double anti-incumbency. Also, people would like to see Mr. Stalin as a CM.
In Aravakuchi, which one of the constituency which falls under you, IPS turned politician Annamalai is contesting on a BJP ticket. There are a few charges that DMK functionaries in this constituency are not working. How do you see it, and is there anything of that happening?
See, it's not only comes under my parliamentary constituency, it's my home seat, where I come from. I directly taking charge of the election there. Sendil Balaji also working very hard in that election. I actually almost travel, most of my time I traveled in Aravakuchi. I spending one day, 1.5 day in other places. I already spent 4.5 days in Aravakuchi. I'm going to spend rest of my days as well. So I have seen actually DMK functionaries working very well in the field. Today onwards we are starting a booth-wise campaign. Today, right now there is a regional meeting happening. Sendil Balaji is running the meeting. So I see there is a clear work happening. I think why this kind of perception keep coming is it's BJP, it's spreading it. See, they are synonymous with lie. So BJP candidate, though he's an IPS officer, he behaved like a local rowdy there. For example, the Pallabati issue. Pallabati is a place where predominantly Muslim people are living. But the Pallabati is in the Aravakuchi constituency, Pallabati is in Tamil Nadu, Pallabati is in India. Why Pallabati people actually going to ban any political party or any candidate from seeking vote or running a campaign? It's absolutely lie. And nobody said BJP candidate cannot campaign in Pallabati. No Jamaat has issued any dikat. It's a basically lie. So then they threatening the people that you people Jamaat has to come and giving reception to Amit Shah. Why should Pallabati Jamaat has to give a reception to Amit Shah? Mr. Rahul Gandhi has come to Pallabati. Mr. Stalin had come to Pallabati. There is no such thing happening. Pallabati Jamaat generally don't get into those kind of business. Anybody can feel free to go and campaign there. Anybody can go and seek vote. In 2016 the BJP contested alone. So there was a BJP candidate. He went and campaigned. So this kind of lies spreading by the BJP candidate, but that's not true. We are all working very wholeheartedly. We are putting all our efforts. I don't see election as a big fight in Aravakuchi. Unlike it's been lies been spreading, perception is created. We will win hands down.
Okay, you've turned it as the BJP candidate is trying to spread lies. Do you think it will swing at least a little bit of votes?
I don't think so. See, Aravakuchi, generally Tamil Nadu voters are very clever. Aravakuchi voters are even more clever. So long back, 10-15 years back, there was 234 contestants contested in Aravakuchi for some reasons. That time it's a ballot. It's not a machine. Out of 234 candidates, Aravakuchi people voted whom they want.
Okay.
So there are so many by-election happening in Aravakuruchi. They are very clear. Aravakuruchi people are generally, in my view, so it's my home constituency, they are very hardworking, they are very civilized, they are very intelligent. So they cannot get carried away by the false propaganda and lies. The desperation comes out of that. Once a BJP candidate see there is no scope for him, then only he is desperate to speak in a very rhetorics, try to polarize the election in communal lines. Finally, it doesn't work. So you all will see in the during the result. In my personally, though he claims IPS officer and all, so IPS officer or IAS officer are actually is not a qualification to contest election. So there is another candidate, opponent candidate from DMK, is an engineer. So why do you think engineering degree is good for nothing? So the elections are contested, not you are an IPS or IAS or an engineer or a doctor or a farmer. Elections are contested by basically the mandate of a ruling government, the promise of the opposition party, and the quality of the candidate. This is how we run the election. Tell Mr. Annamalai, ask him to show me, why don't he campaign in the name of Mr. Modi? 7 years there is a government. Why don't he campaign in the name of BJP? Why don't he campaign in the achievement of Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy? Everywhere he says, I am an IPS officer, you have to vote for me. So there are so many IPS officers in the country. Why should people vote for IPS officer? Then what kind of IPS officer you are? You are saying there is a clear case, Mr. Subbaya's case. He misbehaved with a lady. He is awkwardly behaved with him. It's a sexual offense what he done. There is a video proof for that. There is a case file. So widely criticized. Then Annamalai says it's a personal issue between a man and woman. So it's a criminal offense. This is how an IPS officer speaks.
Okay. Actor-turned politician Kamal Haasan is considered to be a third front in this election. In his campaigns, he asserts that both the Dravidian parties for the past 15 years have kind of destroyed the state. And he offers something which no other party is offering, that is honesty. How do you see Kamal Haasan to prosper in this election?
See, I've been in the Tamil Nadu politics for 25 years, frankly. There is no third front in Tamil Nadu. Only two fronts. People don't take third front seriously. Then politics in Tamil Nadu is being deal with basically grassroots politics. People expect whether you are a party functionary or a MP, MLA, function 24/7. And it's part of their personal life. You have to go to their festivals, you have to attend their marriages, you have to be their side when something bad happen. So you have to do services. So it's a kind of connectivity between 24/7. It's a relationship. It's not a very political term. You cannot do anything in Tamil Nadu. So in my feeling is, he says Mayyam. He's a right. He's not center. So his policies, he's a very vague idea of reservation. He's a very vague idea of corruption. It's a very vague idea of development. So this is all vague ideas. Generally, these people, right-wing people have. You are a center or you are a center left. You are a left. You have very concrete views. You may disagree, you may agree. But he's not Mayyam, he's right. So people understand that.
Thank you so much for spending your time and giving us. Thank you, ma'am.